uh, and saying, you know what, we're not going to take this sitting down. And, you know, we don't need to fight anybody, but we need to compete. That's what I'm offering. That's what I'm proposing. It's like we can do this. I mean, you look at my family, what our origins are. It's like we're from like either the backest of the backwoods in Guatemala or the hoodiest of the hoods in Guatemala City, and here we are today. You know, making videos. You know, saving lives. I'm talking about my sister. She does some counseling and stuff like that, and raising kids, being contributors to the community. You know, it's like if we can do it, anybody can do it. You know, it's just you gotta put in the work and you gotta take the risks, right? And that's the beauty of the youth is like they're the risk takers, right? And they're the ones who are going to inspire the parents and maybe even inspire their older siblings. But we got a program to help their siblings, and right now I'm helping more siblings, elder siblings, than I am young kids. But you know what? These elder siblings are actually the ones working with the kids. So, you know, it all comes together that way. I mean, that's what I'm enjoying about doing this. But that's, you know, where we're starting, right? So the plan has three other phases, right? Let's see. So going back here. Yeah, so there's three other phases. So then we're going to transfer the mindset. So once we start training you, then we're going to start telling you, you know what? It's not just about learning how to make money. It's also how to learn to think about money, right? How to think about investment and saving and, boosting people's financial literacy. Thinking about how you're going to pay for. You want to send your kid to college? That's great. How are you going to pay for it, right? And what does that look like? And have you read lately, you know, all the articles out there about, you know, low return on investment for college educations and six-figure debts? And, you know, these are all parts of the discussion that we're going to have. And, there's practical education. You can learn what you need to know to go work for a place like Google in a high-paying tech position without going through the whole, bachelor's degree program. Would I do that for my kid? Maybe if I couldn't afford to send her to college, but I think I'm going to be able to afford to send her to college. And so there's nothing like, the most memorable time of my life was those 4 years, 4.5, at Berkeley, and just walking through campus and going to school to learn about shit you knew you were never, ever going to use, at least not consciously, but just fascinated by it. You know, me taking physics. Wow, so much fun. I worked as a work study at the Center for Extreme Ultraviolet Astrophysics, surrounded by the guys who are now running Silicon Valley. Back when Mosaic was the browser, right? And to be right there at the forefront, writing, what was it? Writing, you know, stuff in Unix, their instructions and commands in Unix on Sun System computers. I don't even know if they're around anymore. But just that experience, and then hanging out with just hanging out, watching, having Star Trek parties with a bunch of like physics, computer sci, math geeks. I wouldn't give that up for anything. It's like that's priceless. Priceless. It's storytelling, that folks that don't live through that don't even understand. I was telling my wife about this yesterday. It's like, why some people like try to challenge, you know, what I know and where I went to school and everything. It's like, because they don't know. They didn't go. They can't appreciate it. And I'm cool with that now. It's like I used to be like so frustrated. It's like now it's like, you know what? Just believe what you want to believe. But let's